Welcome back to the Sterling Communication Group Thunderdome for another bowl with Andy Carlson, Minnesota's 87 best weekly podcast, a show about nothing and everything, and also nothing, and also everything. Coming right at you one day a week. Sitting shotgun is Uncle Nick. Maybe shouldn't. It's possible. At Nick and Son on the old Twitter machine. Nick, how's it going?
Going good. Thank you for having me.
Tell a friend, spread the word. iTunes, Stitcher, iHeartRadio as well. Nick, what do you remember about the movie Dangerous Minds?
It was frightening.
Why?
It was, like a gang-filled school. And,
but you grew up in Roseville, so that
I did grow up in Roseville. Yeah, it helped me a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I used to love the song.
105 The Vibe. That's a bad. I want to know what. All right, so featuring LV, so the guy who sings the chorus. Know whatever happened to him?
I don't even know. I never knew who sang it, so I learned something new just now.
Well, it says featuring LV. Something you should feature is Josh Pelto, Remax Preferred. If you're buying or selling your home coming up this summer, you should go with Josh because he's the man. Oh, in spend most our lives living in your house for... yeah, there's LV, Sweaty. Most our lives living in your home now. You sell it for the best price. Using Josh Pelto, Remax Preferred. He's more than just a billboard realtor. He's the one who walked you through every single step of the process from looking to escrow. 763-213-4617, JoshPelto.com. Josh Pelto, Remax Preferred. Although, I feel like Dangerous Minds and Gangster's Paradise is far overshadowed, respectively, by High School High and Amish Paradise.
I completely agree. I love both those things very much. I probably listen to those way more often than watching Dangerous Minds and Gangster's Paradise, which I do love too.
I don't think I've ever seen the movie Dangerous Minds.
I saw it as a kid.
Yeah. Oh, Tia Carrera? Come on. I mean, 90s, come on.
Oh yeah, she was huge in the 90s. Wayne's World. I'm assuming Coolio got money, right? Technically, Coolio shouldn't because he didn't make this. This was that song, something else.
From the homies. Who brought you the Naked Gun?
Oh, I didn't know.
There's a kid crying, show me a consonant. Teach me pi r squared. Minds like thirsty little sponges, just waiting to soak up knowledge.
This ain't no Luger, they ain't no Mackay Pfeiffer. 40.
Our assistant principal is still missing.
Yo, brother, 24 carats, $24.
Oh, no thank you, I already have him. I know it's deaf. What's whack? What's straight up booty?
How was your first day?
Not bad. Now, this is your textbook for the semester. They open like this.
You're different from everybody else. I mean, most of the boys I know just want to stare at girls' breasts. You know what I mean?
Sorry, what? Don't you think the kids would enjoy a nice song with a melody?
Oh, yeah.
What you got, Holmes?
Like a rhinestone cowboy. I think I may be reaching them.
Man, that was back when John Lovitz was a leading man. And also, do you remember The Critic?
Oh yeah,
that was a great show. Mm-hmm. God. All right, so there's nothing on the agenda today except for talking about Game of Thrones and Avengers, which is
no good.
Which is even better because I haven't seen either, but I understand them.
Which is so it's so funny that you want to do that. Which is, I think, puts my job here way higher now.
I think it's good for the people, and that's who I always think of, the people. So, which one do you want to start with? Which one changed your life more?
Changed my life more? God.
The Battle of Winterfell or Endgame?
Okay, this is not Winterball. Damn. Oh my God. And Maybe Endgame a little bit more because it's going to continue on forever. The Marvel stuff is going to kind of continue on forever.
Well, what is this just going to keep going on and on? Like, are they going to recast Iron Man eventually? Are they going to recast Captain America?
Not in the foreseeable future, I don't think. I think they're going to take they're going to continue this for at least 5 to 10 years. A dozen or so years. I think once our kids start having grandkids, maybe having kids, us having grandchildren, then maybe they'll do the idea of a reboot.
Yeah.
But there's really no reason right now. It's not like the Spider-Man and the X-Men films where you have to keep rebooting stuff. Do the Sony like picture making agreements, because I think Disney now has almost complete control of everything Sony had. So like the Spider-Man, X-Men will eventually come over down the road, and then you have then the DC stuff, the Batman, Superman, that stuff will keep going on its own pace. But no, this Marvel stuff's going to keep going. They're going to keep storylines. There's a Phase 4 kind of set right now.
All right, so walk the people through. So spoiler alerts, but if you haven't seen it in a week, that's sort of on you. So what the hell happened?
Okay, Endgame's almost takes off right after Infinity Wars happened. So you're left with all the heroes who are survived, have kind of regrouped and like, oh my god, what the hell happened? Tony Stark and Nebula were on the planet Titan, get saved by Captain Marvel, brought back to Earth. So now all the heroes on Earth are like, what do we do now? Obviously the main goal is finding Thanos. That Infinity Gauntlet, getting the 6 gems together, the Infinity Stones. Now they think that's secure. Having that will save everything.
Having all of the gems and the Infinity Stones, does that give you infinite power, or could Thanos have done whatever with the gauntlet? Could he have made a really good French toast?
He probably could have made a good French toast.
But he just decided, hey, if I snap my fingers with this glove on, half the people in the universe are going to go away.
Yes, and the problem with that, which they kind of explain, is that
eco-terrorism.
Is that using all that power, even as strong as Thanos is, he got hurt by it.
So, emotionally?
No, physically. I think his arm got like completely warped, or his side of his face got really messed up.
Oh, good.
So what happens is now the heroes who are left, and this is all in the first 15 minutes of the film. The heroes find out where Thanos is, and they go and they ambush him, and they capture him.
Yeah.
In the hopes of stealing the gauntlet, so they can use the rings to the stones to get everything back. I
just love the bootleg scenes from movies that are just out that you find on YouTube that are recorded 4 a.m. in some Korean theater, because I thought it was dubbed in Korean. It's Thanos, a dopey looking mofo. That was Josh Brolin, right?
Yes.
Someone cut his head off.
Okay, yeah. So the heroes are under the impression that if they get the stones back, they can use the glove and they can snap their fingers to bring everyone back. Almost like everyone thinks that just snapping your fingers kills people.
Oh, wait, he just disintegrates?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
sorry.
That's anticlimactic.
Totally end spoiler there, but that's... I said this is a 3-hour movie. I'm barely 15 minutes into the movie.
Yeah.
So what happens is that when they capture Thanos, they realize that he doesn't have the stones on anymore because he snapped his fingers to destroy the stones, and so he uses powers, and that actually kind of crippled him a little bit. So he's much weaker. A very angry Thor gets pissed and chopped off his head. So now we realize that the heroes are now SOL. They realize that that the stones don't exist anymore, and that's it. So now the movie cuts to 5 years in the future, and Earth is slowly rebuilding. People are trying to cope and get through everything, but everything's different.
Snap. Oh, sorry. This is my first time seeing this.
This is where you think it was going to end. Sorry, Andy's watching the end of Infinity Wars.
And that's how easy it is.
Yep.
Shoot. See, I've never seen this scene before, but I understand the memes. We was talking, is this his daughter?
Yep.
Okay.
Gamora, who he sacrificed, or a younger version of her.
Oh. Okay, I did not know that. Lots of stuff. Damn it. All right. So, sorry. Proceed.
Okay. So 5 years in the future, you find out that Ant-Man. So do you remember? Have you ever seen Ant-Man at all?
No, but I know that Paul Rudd essentially plays Paul Rudd.
Yeah. So Ant-Man at the end of Infinity War, you don't see unless you see Ant-Man and the Wasp. Was that he was in the quantum realm, experimenting with stuff that like his family, the Pym family, were experimenting with, like doing the quantum realm, trying to get some proton particles or whatever, talking about time dilation stuff or whatever. He, when the snap happened, like he got stuck there, and by sheer coincidence, a rat that was like in this abandoned machine, that the van that controlled the thing that trapped him, ended up like releasing him.
Yes.
And so then he's like, "I'm back, I'm alive," and stuff. But only 5 hours have passed since he was stuck there.
Oh.
So we realized that his whole thing is going to be like, wait, time will eventually fix everything, because obviously the simple solution is time travel for the Avenger movies. So
yeah, which I feel like that's sort of a lazy cop out.
Oh yeah,
but
definitely.
it's the only way that they could have fixed things.
Yep. So so when Ant-Man realizes that everyone's changed, his daughter that he had is now 5 years older. He's like, what's going on? So he goes to meet the Avengers and finds out everything that's happened. And like the Avengers are still kind of together. They're like trying to save the world. They're trying to find other Infinity Stones like across the galaxy, because you have the Guardians of the Galaxy who's out in space.
Well,
Captain Marvel's out in space.
If the name holds true, like there should be plenty of stones around.
No, there's not.
Well, why they're Infinity then?
Because there's only 6.
No.
Six Infinities. So when they talk with Ant-Man, he mentions like his scientist, Dr. Pym, was working with time travel stuff. So they realize that what they're going to do is go back in time and retrieve the stones before Thanos, before everything else. So they have to recruit Tony Stark, who, when he came back, he's like, "I'm done. I don't want to do with this anymore. We lost. Game over." So him and Pepper Potts got married, have a kid and stuff, and like he's trying to live like a normal life outside of being a superhero, and they recruit him, and they decide in groups they're going to go back to different periods of time and space to try to get all 6 Infinity Stones. Obviously, there's a problem when trying to get one of the stones, because Thanos, back in 2014 during Guardians of the Galaxy, having Nebula travel back in time with them disrupts like the time circuits of like the Nebula from the past. So you have this like weird thing where Thanos now finds out that they're trying to get the stones as well. So Thanos like gets the 2014 Nebula to go back and pose as the 2020 whatever year it is, the present time, to like pose in so Thanos can come into the future and take the stones once everyone gets the stones back. So the heroes get all the stones from different time periods. Like I think they go back to the 60s. They go back to the first Avengers movie. So you get a lot of cameos from that one. You get Loki come back. They go to Thor.
Is this
world.
basically just a cameo fest? Is this like the Entourage movie?
Yes. There's a ton of cameos from all the movies. Everyone makes an appearance, like for like a quick 30 seconds to like get except for Natalie Portman. I thought she was in it, but yeah, she's still not in it.
I feel like this was just a giant sort of victory lap where the plot was going to be pretty straightforward. It's like, oh, they're going to go back in time, they're going to save everyone, and then Iron Man's going to die, and then there you go.
A little bit like that.
But why does this have to be 3 hours?
Because there's so much time traveling, and there's so many places where they go. Yeah, and I'm leaving a lot of that out. So, but mainly the big things out of it, I'm spoiling right now, is the Soul Stone. So you realize
why are there more rocks? Why is this entire movie thing mineral based?
I don't know. That's just what it is. You got to watch the Guardians of the Galaxy movie. What's his name explains it. The Soul Stone. In order to get a Soul Stone, you have to sacrifice someone. That's why Thanos lost his daughter, Gamora. Mm-hmm. In this one, the team that goes and gets the Soul Stone is Natasha, aka Black Widow, and Hawkeye. So Natasha sacrifices herself, and Hawkeye gets the Soul Stone. So that's how they get the Soul Stone.
Oh.
And so you lose another main character.
Oh, main. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
they should just took Hawkeye.
I know. That was the whole drama, like the 10-minute fight that they had to we're sacrificing me. No, we're sacrificing me, and then she ended up being sacrificed. So everyone gets back. They make a new Infinity Gauntlet with the stones from the different time periods.
Now, where do you get a gauntlet like that? Do you have to custom make that?
Tony Stark made one, obviously.
Oh, of course.
The whole nanotechnology, everything custom fits. So the Hulk, being the strongest Avenger, puts it on and snaps his fingers to try to bring everyone back. After it happens, though, because that whole plot line with Nebula, with that past Nebula and future Nebula, Thanos arrives with his ship and bombs the hell out of the Avengers thing, and then like a bunch of creatures came down, kind of like the Infinity War. You see the whole army, his 4 main goons are with him, and you think most of the Avengers are all beaten and buried under rock, but then you realize the snap that Banner did worked, and Doctor Strange comes and he brings an army of all the heroes from Wakanda, a bunch of people from Asgard, everyone from the Avengers, from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Was Sylvester Stallone in there?
I don't think you saw him.
Oh.
But as I said, there's so many cameos, watching YouTube videos to follow the Easter eggs of everything.
That was such a random cameo in Guardians 2. It's Sylvester Stallone. I'm a Avenger. You're real cool.
Well, because you're hoping, because there were ideas that they were going to try doing a spin-off movie with him and that ragtag group at the end. Because that doesn't all
Bing Rames and
Ving Rhames and Michelle Yeoh.
Yeah, the lady from Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Yep.
Is that her?
Yep,
yeah,
Michelle Yeoh, and I think Miley Cyrus is the voice of the fucking robot. So I mean, so you have a all-star cast there of whatever. Anyways, but like I said, the cameos are too fast, too quick. So epic battle, epic war, and then what happens is it leads to the end where Spider-Man comes back. Everyone who evaporated freaking came back and locked and loaded, and they went and attacked Thanos and everything. Captain Marvel comes back, kicks ass, and and in the end, Tony gets the gauntlet again, and then he because it's all about because Thanos wants the gauntlet to do his thing still, and everyone's trying to keep it away from him, but Tony Stark decides to grab the gauntlet, snap his fingers to destroy Thanos and all the bad guys. But because, when you snap your fingers, that energy is so strong, the person who holds it, if he's not beyond human, his body couldn't handle it and he died.
Oh.
So then you're left with, then there was a nice little montage of, they had a funeral on the lake, and you see Pepper Potts' family, and then you scroll and you see all the heroes kind of mourning to death. You see cameos of everyone.
Didn't her and Iron Man have a kid?
Yes.
Is it a boy or a girl?
Girl.
She's gonna be Iron Woman in 10 years, 15 years. Bank on it.
Okay, another side spoiler is Pepper Potts has an Iron Man suit, and she was there, and it was weird. It was weird. Oh, and there's also another weird scene. I don't know if I want to bring this up. Was when everyone was fighting, there was a kind of a montage of all the female fighters, kind of panning, all the we got this, and all the main women fighters were all cascade as one single shot and approaching forward. I'm kind of I don't know, it's Me Too movement or something. It seemed really off. Yes, we get it. All the female, there are strong female people in this movie and stuff, but they almost made it too tongue in cheek kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
See, if you're gonna build a superhero franchise, you build around Gwyneth Paltrow. You build around the chick who's married to the lead singer of Coldplay, because that screams badass.
So yeah, so everyone goes back living their own ways, except for obviously the two people we think about is Stark and Captain America. So Captain, it says part of the whole time traveling thing that got really confusing is, well, what are you going to do when you time travel? You steal the stuff from these dimensions. You're going to mess up alternate realities and stuff and whatnot. So to patch that loophole up, everyone promised that they would return the stones after they're done using them to the right time, so they don't mess up timelines.
So is it like a library book?
Almost, yeah, exactly.
Shoot.
So Captain America decided to do that, but instead of coming back to the future in normal time, he decides to live out the rest of his days in the past to be with Peggy, and then you see an old Captain America waiting for everyone's like, "Yep, suckers, I decided to be old and live a life not in your guys' time." So then Captain America hands the shield off to his buddy Sam Wilson. So, hence maybe continuing the future of the show of the franchise of having Sam Wilson as the new Captain America.
Wait, hasn't Sam Wilson? Didn't he play other superheroes? Anthony Mackie.
I don't think so.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah, I don't think he did.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Yeah, because they're just trying to make this very progressive now. So now Captain America is black, and now Iron Man is going to be Gwyneth Paltrow.
Possibly. I don't know. I have nothing against a black Captain America, but I'm just saying statistically, it should have given it to your buddy Bucky. He has the freaking iron arm and stuff, and the Falcon freaking flies, and he stuff he doesn't need a freaking shield. I don't know. That's my little event.
Whatever happened to Don Cheadle?
He's still there. He survived.
Oh,
he was part of the show and stuff.
How about he be the hero? I like Don Cheadle. Uncredited in Ocean's 11 for some reason.
Was he really uncredited?
Yeah. I think it was just an oversight, and then they ran with it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it happens. But yeah, it's weird that Anthony Mackie was a bad guy from 8 Mile.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Overall, were you happy with it as an MCU fan?
Yes. It didn't leave you hanging, not like another cliffhanger. This is kind of it. There were no end credit scenes. We got a happy resolve. There were no other really loose ends. Any big ones from the section. So this period is done, and I was happy with it.
Oh, so Thor basically becomes Big Lebowski?
Thor joins the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, but he got fat.
And he got fat because he was so depressed of when they lost and Thanos, destroyed all the stones that time, and they didn't know about the time travel thing. He just gave up on life and just started
How come
eating.
No one thought is like, hey, how about time travel? I feel like that should be the first thing in any sort of super movie. Is like, oh, something bad happened. What about time travel? Because
the main people who think of time travel, which was, you have to think of the smart people think of time travel. And the smartest people, or the people involved with it, are the Pym family, the ones who are in Ant-Man, because, the quantum realm thing. And then Tony Stark may have thought of it. Otherwise, that smart sister from Wakanda, whatever her name is. Yeah, everyone else, they know nothing about it. That's part of the extra 30 minutes of dialogue in the movie was that when they couldn't get Tony Stark to help them, it was like Bruce Banner, who's a genius, who's a smart scientist, knows nothing about time travel, and they're experimenting on Ant-Man, trying to figure out the time travel thing with nothing working. They're making him age and turn into a baby. It's pretty...
I feel like this gets very convoluted for no reason.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Switching gears, Nick, get ready with Game of Thrones because I'm so excited. But first, I want to tell you about the wonderful folks over at Struther Communications Group because unlike Marvel, if you want to explode your business in 2019, you got to go with Struther Communications Group because digital marketing, websites, everything that you need to expand your business and your brand and your products, everything this year, all under one roof. Find out more. Go to scgpr.com, the Struther Communications Group. All right, so Nick, Game of Thrones. Apparently something happened. So this battle that everyone was waiting for, it went down and everyone died, and now the show's over. Huzzah.
Yes, but no. That's kind of how it happened, kind of not. All right, so for episode 3, spoiler alert of season 8 here, called The Long Night, which is literally how long the whole episode lasted. It lasted like a whole night. All the good guys who are left that are in Winterfell, they're getting ready for the dead army to approach. So the dead army comes outside of Winterfell, and they begin to start their attack. Let's see here. So like the Dothraki army, the crazy horse army from season 1 that was with Daenerys, they start up, get annihilated within seconds, and then the dead start approaching, and then like Winterfell armies.
Why are the Dothraki just completely worthless?
They never are, but as I said, this dead army is just this cold, dark night, and like I don't think they were used to fighting in this because this is nighttime and it's snowing, and I'll vent about that when I'm done with the recap of the episode. So then the army is approaching and attacking. You have Daenerys and Jon who have the ability to ride on the 2 remaining dragons. Their plan was to help breathe fire on the zombie horde, but also try to keep track of the Night King because they believe killing the Night King will kill off everyone. And the Night King is flying one of the dragons. So it's them trying to fly around the Winterfell area to find the dragons, or to find the Night King and dragons.
What was your take on the cinematography of the battle?
It was awful. It was the worst. Too much was going on. The dark of night, yes, we understand this is dark of night. It's snowing, it's blurry, but the horde of the army of the dead is moving so freaking fast. It's like because you think of like
Is that Sean Bean?
No, you think of Night of the Living Dead. That's Theon Greyjoy passing.
One of 2 people who died in this episode. It feels like
Everyone died in this episode. I just told you a whole army just got annihilated.
But I mean, other than that,
yeah. So all the unpaid people got annihilated. So you have this army of the dead, and it was just so blurry, and they move so freaking fast. It was kind of like the movie World War Z, like the zombies move like freaking like speedy, like swarms of ants or something. Is what it felt like. Not like old school George R. Romero's like slow zombies. Like these guys were freaking fast, and they just swarmed too quick, and the battles were just so fast. It was too blurry. I was very upset by it. So,
wait. So why does the Night King want to kill Bran? The haircut.
The Bran.
I see it.
The character Bran is known as the 3-Eye Raven. Now he is someone who can see into the past and into the future. And
is he the one in the first season that was thrown out the window?
Yes.
Good. No, that's all.
Okay, so the battle's going on. All the main army, like the non obviously famous people that everyone's a fan of, are getting annihilated just instantly, leaving like all the main people you love, Brienne of Tarth, Jaime Lannister. They're fighting their own. Tormund. They're holding their all, but they're being completely overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Arya Stark is actually taking to the fight now as well, but she's having trouble keeping up with it. So the plan is because since Andy's watching the freaking ending right now, is the way that they thought they're going to stop and save the day is the brother Bran is leaving himself out as quote bait for the Night King.
Do we know who the Night King is?
No.
Is he just a random guy, or is it going to be
as of now? He's just a random guy.
Do you have any guess? Do you think he's just a random, or do you think he was a person?
Well, he definitely was a person. There's a lot of rumors going on that he was maybe a past Stark family member.
Yeah.
But as I said, this episode didn't really answer that. This was just pretty much just battle episode. So so the plan was to get the Night King to get away from the Night King. Well, Bran was going to lure the Night King into this little forest area, and then Jon or Daenerys with their dragons would try to defeat him with dragon fire. They tried the dragon fire. It didn't work. Wait. Oh, here comes the end scene. I'll explain it later.
Yeah. Arya drops the knife and then guts. So once he dies, everyone else is dead.
Yes. Right. Yeah. So this is everyone's holding their all. Arya is getting overwhelmed. Her and the Hound and was it Beric, the guy with the flaming sword. They're handling a bunch of zombies coming into the into the castle, and all the women and children, Sansa Stark, Tyrion Lannister, they're all in the crypts, trying to underground.
I feel in the crypts.
something you don't know. Something if you don't know about the Night King, he has the power to bring back the undead. So when because they were able to kill off a lot of the army, the bad guy army, but what happened was when Jon tried to approach and take down the Night King lifted his arms, and all his former comrades who were slaughtered all came back and became the undead army for him.
I feel like that's kind of a cheat code where,
hey,
all the other army people that we kill, they can come back and fight for me now.
Yeah. Oh, no, it was a really scary cheat code when we first saw him do that back I think in season 6. All right, so Daenerys is she was off battling with her with Mormont, and Mormont sadly gets slaughtered because I think she got thrown off her dragon and stuff, and then the dragons all flew off to wherever they fly off. Jon actually heads up against the dead dragon for some reason. So no one's protected. So as far as we know, no one was protecting Bran other than Theon, and Theon just got killed. So then Arya, who has these ninja assassin skills, she comes out of nowhere and tries to kill the Night King, but the Night King grabs her, and she does this cool trick where she drops her knife, grabs it with the other hand, and extends out and kills the Night King because it's made of Valyrian steel, which is apparently what kills Nightwalkers. And so killing the king killed the dead dragon, and it killed all the other zombies. All his because the Night King had a bunch of top head zombie guys all around, and they all died. So everyone died. So everyone who survived is we made it. And so now you're left with just a bunch of bodies everywhere, and what the fuck do you do now?
Clean up.
Yeah.
All right. So what is left to do? Who's going to win?
Okay, so...
Or is everyone too dead to win?
All right, so... Because I think everyone thought this episode would be the last episode, dealing with the Night King. But the real enemy right now of the Game of Thrones world of Westeros is Queen Cersei, played by Lena Headey.
Is she the one who's banging her brother?
Yes. Whose brother is now with the Stark family.
Okay.
Yep. So we'll have to deal with... So episode 4, which airs on Sunday... from what you can see from the previews, is going to deal with the aftermath of the war, and then planning this new war against Cersei, because Cersei has an army from the Iron, from the uncle of the Iron Boar Islands or whatever. So, and I think they got an army from overseas, the Golden Army. So, they have a healthy army that had nothing to do with this Winterfell battle, and then you're kind of like, oh my god, how are you going to survive now? Or are you going to approach and fight her now, or are you going to fight later? It's
very convoluted.
Yes. So I think how it's going to end is that you're going to have this episode 4 is going to be a recap of the battle and the leading to the final battle. Episode 5, which will air the following week, will be the battle itself, and then the last episode. The week after that, the 6th episode, you're going to have the leftovers of that final battle, who's going to be left, the final, the lead characters who are all left, who's going to take care of the Iron Throne. I don't know. So.
Right now, who would you guess?
My thoughts from the beginning was that no one was going to win the Iron Throne. Everyone's going to leave and, disperse and do their own little things. I think Daenerys wants to go back to the continent where she was living and where she was ruling much happier. Jon Snow doesn't want it.
Is that the blonde one?
Yes.
Okay.
Jon Snow, I don't think, doesn't want it. Sansa just wants to stay in the north. I don't think anyone's going to keep the Iron Throne. I think it's going to collapse and burst. There's too many deaths around, and there's hardly any. So many people have died.
Well, what is the Iron Throne anyway?
It's in the city of King's Landing, which is like the Washington D.C. of Westeros. It's the capital where the capital city. It's that black seat made of discarded swords from fallen people or whatever.
So they just destroy it.
It's a symbolism of being the ruler of the 7 kingdoms.
So do you think they just go to their respective kingdoms and be like, we'll
be
cool?
That's kind of what I think it is. I mean, that's kind of the whole. I mean, these first 7 seasons have ever since like the fall of the king, like all these other kingdoms are like rebelling and everyone fighting for themselves. It's so like what's the point?
What would you? What's the one outcome that would piss you off the most?
I mean, I kind of want to see a happy ending. I know, sad enough for a show called Game of Thrones. If Cersei remains on the thing, and if all the main heroes just tragically died at the end, just slaughtered or something, that would kind of piss me off. Not that I think a show needs to end happily per se, but I mean, this like the darkest of the dark would be Cersei, because she's been like a bitch the entire series. And yeah, it's I don't know. I'd hate to see her still winning it.
Yeah, that'd be a shame.
Yeah, but I mean, if she won but like everyone else left and like she doesn't have any followers to follow her anymore, then like they have that like like she's on top of the throne, but no one lives in King's Landing anymore. Then I get a little bit of satisfaction because what's the point of ruling if you don't have followers to be under you?
Let's do one news item. What do you know about Grand Old Day?
Grand Old Day. All right. So it used to always happen the first week of June, along Grand Street in St. Paul. And as of right now, by the time we're recording, I just saw a news article saying that it is brought back on, but it was going through a lot of. They weren't going to have it this year because of lack of funding. Because I think it must take a lot of money to close down the street for a day and to, like control the crowds and stuff and whatnot. They have like entertainment and whatnot.
I
to
say
get people
just let the crowd do what the crowd does.
Yeah, and that was what was going to happen.
Put a little anarchy.
Because it does bring a lot of foot traffic. It brings a lot of advertisement and stuff to the businesses on Grand. There's a ton of businesses on Grand Street in St. Paul. I love a lot of them. My cousin works at a place on Grand Street, and I hear mixed things though. Like it's
like living next to the State Fair.
Yeah. It's fun, but it's also you kind of in the shitty situation of like, if you live in that area and you like need to drive back and forth, that area is going to be crowded as hell. People who usually don't work Sundays, who are going to be working on Sunday, like pretty much in these businesses, they like have to work because they're advertising, they're promoting their companies, that are on Grand. It's whatnot. And I don't know. I did a few years ago. You had to get in line to get like a stupid wristband and get your drinks and stuff and whatnot. And like your drinking wristband, and then drinks are expensive. I think it's a lot of work. I don't think it needs to happen the way they plan it. Just make it like that, like unofficial, official Grand Old Days where like, hey, people can want to come down and tour the other restaurants and bars that Grand Street has. Enjoy them and stay as long as you want. That's kind of what I hope is what it was going to be. But it says Facebook just posted something about Grand Old Days was going to be back on. Like I think they got a little bit more funding. It might not be the same as it has been, but I think it's still going to go on.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah, it shouldn't be too bad. As it says, I know a lot of companies on Grand Street. It's cool advertising, but it's so much work.
Yeah, it's kind of fair. Will you be partaking in it?
I do not think so this year.
No. Is State Fair kind of your thing?
State Fair is more my thing, yes. I would rather do that than Grand Old Days right now.
So, Nick, now that Game of Thrones is probably limping to the finish line, because I feel like the battle was the thing that everyone was sad about. The rest is just administration. And Avengers is done. What is there for you to look forward to?
What is there for me to look forward to this summer? My big 35th birthday party is gonna happen at the end of next month. I don't mind bragging about it on this podcast. I don't care if you guys hear it, but yeah, I'm having a big 35th birthday party at the end of June, and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be 80s themed. Gonna get wasted. So I do have something to live for. 35 at the end of the month, and then I'm done.
Nick, you're going for president now. Oh, wait, is president 45?
35.
Huh. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
You thinking about it?
No, not at all. Not at all. There's plenty of new shows going on. I'm missing a bunch of shows watching Game of Thrones now. So, I mean, there's a lot of TV show catch-up stuff, Netflix, Hulu, and everything. So,
yeah, it's pretty fair. All right, what's going on this weekend? You got anything, Zach?
I think I might see Endgame again with my father. So my dad is. I watched it with my uncle and my cousin a week ago. I watched it on Sunday. The Sunday came out. We got tickets, obviously far in advance. So I saw it with my usual comic book movie watching friend or family, and so I might take my dad to see it Saturday night.
Is Ferdy Ferd a big MCU nerd?
He's seen them all. I don't think he's a big nerd about it because he asked me a lot of questions. Like I don't.
Nikki, which one's Ant-Man?
Yeah, so, little stuff like that. He asked me about random stuff like why is this person here or something, or what does she have to do with the thing? She's just a woman. Why isn't she in the kitchen? Stupid stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, if you enjoy the show, tell a friend, spread the word. iTunes, Stitcher, iHeartRadio. Big thanks to producer Allie for making us not sound so stupid. But for Nick, I'm Andy, listening to shows that I don't watch. And sayonara. Bye-bye. Catch you next time.
Thanks for listening to Bull with Andy Carlson, Minnesota's 87th best daily podcast. Download the show on iTunes. Everyone's middle name is Jerome.